What if the floor was lava? Not the game you played as a kid jumping from couch to coffee table. The real thing, every solid surface of the earth, every street, every backyard, every mountainside, suddenly covered in 5 centimeters of molten rock at 740 degrees Fahrenheit. Here are the rules. The lava is basaltic, the same stuff that flows out of Hawaiian volcanoes. It's 2 inches thick, it blankets every continent, every roof of every building, every parking lot. The floor of every ocean is now lava. If a vehicle has a surface bigger than 2 hectares, basically any large cargo ship or aircraft carrier, it counts as a building and gets lava on top. Smaller boats are spared. Glaciers get lava on top unless there is only water under the ice. The lava cools off naturally like real lava does. Plants all die, but seed banks survive somehow. The oceans keep making oxygen so you can still breathe. And there is no warning. 1 second the floor is the floor, the next second it isn't. So can humanity survive? Can we even keep 1 in 200 people alive? Let's walk through what actually happens. The instant it appears, every person standing outside is dead. Sidewalks, parking lots, hiking trails, soccer fields, every one of them is now a frying pan at 950 degrees Celsius. Your shoes don't help, your skin doesn't help. 2 inches of molten rock would burn straight through a human body before the nervous system can even register pain. But that's just the people outside. The real horror is inside. Every building on Earth has lava on its roof and lava on its ground floor. The ground floor is gone. Every supermarket employee, every barista, every person at home cooking breakfast, all instantly cremated. Worse, the ceiling above them is now sagging under the weight of 2 inches of molten rock. 5 centimeters of basalt weighs about 140 kilograms per square meter. That's like dropping a refrigerator on every square meter of your ceiling. Most roofs are not designed for this. Most roofs come down. So if you happen to be in a tall building on the 3rd floor or higher, you survived the initial flash. Congratulations. Now you have problems. The roof is on fire. The roof is also slowly melting through every floor above you. The stairwell down to the ground is filled with lava. The elevators are dead because the power grid is dead. Most power plants are buildings. Most power plants just got their roofs and floors cooked. Here's the bigger problem. Lava at 1,740 degrees Fahrenheit ignites basically everything. Wood frames and walls, curtains, carpets, asphalt streets, tires, gas station tanks. 2 inches of fresh lava is enough to start fires across every city on every continent. And there is no fire department. The fire trucks were parked in garages. The garages had lava on the roof. The firefighters were in their homes. Their homes had lava on the roof. In the first hour, every city on Earth is on fire. The smoke alone, billions of tons of it, blots out the sun. Within days, we're in a nuclear winter scenario, except instead of nuclear weapons, the trigger was a planet-sized barbecue. Now ships, cruise ships, oil tankers, aircraft carriers, container ships, all of these are larger than 2 hectares of deck surface. All of them have a fresh layer of lava on their decks. They are sinking. The lava melts straight through the steel, sets fire to whatever is below, and the ship goes down. About 100,000 vessels are at sea at any given time. Most of the big ones are gone within hours. The small boats, though, the fishing trawlers and sailboats and yachts under 2 hectares, those are fine. They float, their decks are normal. The ocean floor has lava on it, but the ocean is miles deep, and the water above is just water. If you happen to be on a small boat in the middle of the Pacific when this happened, you might be one of the last humans alive. What about glaciers? The rule says glaciers get lava unless there's only water below the ice. Most of Greenland and Antarctica sit on bedrock, so they get lava. Sea ice in the Arctic floating on water gets a pass. So a research station built on floating sea ice is technically safe until the lava-warmed atmosphere melts the ice out from under them. What about people who happen to be flying when this hits? Airliners are not vehicles in the building sense. They're in the air. They don't get lava. But every airport runway just turned into a lava field. The plane has a few hours of fuel and nowhere to land except possibly water. So you might survive the initial event by being in the sky, only to drown a few hours later trying to ditch in the ocean. So let's count survivors. People on small boats, maybe a few 100,000 worldwide. People in high-rise buildings who manage to get to a helicopter on the roof before the roof melts, very few. People on mountaintops above any structures or paths, almost none. People in submarines, a few thousand. That gives us generously 500,000 humans alive in the first 24 hours. Now they have to actually survive. The lava cools in days to weeks depending on thickness. What's left behind is a 2-inch layer of solid basalt covering every continent, every farm field, every forest, every aquifer, every road is now under a sheet of fresh volcanic rock. The topsoil is incinerated. Even with seed banks, you cannot plant a seed in basalt. Agriculture is gone for years, maybe decades. People talk about chipping through the rock with hoes. And yeah, 2 inches of basalt is brittle enough to break with effort. But you'd have to clear it from millions of acres before you could plant anything. And the topsoil underneath has been cooked at 950 degrees for as long as it took the lava to cool. There is no microbiome left, the soil is dead. So the survivors on boats are eating canned food and fishing. Fish populations are in trouble too, because the ocean floor of every coastline just got cooked. Coral reefs gone, shallow water nurseries gone. Most commercial fish species spawned in shallow water. Most of them are gone within months. Could humanity hit 1 in 200 survivors? That's about 40 million people. Realistically, no. Even in the optimistic scenario where every coastal city's fishing fleet was at sea, every cruise ship survived, every research station on water made it. We're talking about a few million people scattered across the world's oceans with no land to land on, no agriculture for years, and a planet covered in smoke. The actual answer is probably tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 if we're generous. Enough to keep the species technically alive, but not enough to maintain anything we call civilization. The internet is gone, manufacturing's gone, medicine gone. Anyone with a chronic illness dies within months once their pills run out. The really dark part is the long term. Eventually the rock weathers and breaks down. Eventually new soil forms. Eventually you could replant from seed banks, assuming any seed banks survived. But eventually here means hundreds of years. The survivors don't get there. Their grandchildren maybe do. If they manage to feed themselves for a century on a planet without land agriculture, on small boats eating fish from a wrecked ocean. So no, humanity does not survive in any meaningful sense. A few 100,000 might cling on for a generation or two, and then it's done. The floor isn't supposed to be lava. Turns out the game was made for a reason.